And actually, last time I spoke in Austin, who was in Austin? Raise your hand. Yeah. Up there too, if you were in Austin, raise your hand. I remember being on stage, the largest crowd until now, right? And I brought up a teammate who happened to be deaf. His name is David Kadichi. Anyone remember that?
Yes!
One of the most transformational moments in my life is just seeing the success of everybody transform from event to event to event to event. And I had the privilege of meeting a new teammate I didn't even sponsor. One of my homeboys, one of my best friends I've known for a long time. His name is Jin. Where are you at, brother? Somewhere around here. And he introduced me to somebody that he sponsored, right? Because now he's stepping up, going to the events and become a very phenomenal leader like I always knew he would, because now he believes he is, because he's here. Does everyone here believe that they can do this now?
Yes!
And so, Jim was telling me he had a teammate that he just personally sponsored, and this teammate happens to be blind. And I just had the privilege to meet him, and he has like a walking stick, and I'm like, that's maybe him. So I'm like, hey buddy, are you Ollie? And he's like, yes. Justin. And I'm like, yes. And what's so magical about this particular story is not only is he here and he's blind, he's all in! So Jim sponsors this guy, right? Due to the awesome leadership from my homeboy. And then he rolls up to me at the 15K level and the Masters level, which I'm so grateful for, and I appreciate you for that. And so I was talking to him, and I must tell you this. After talking to Ollie, and I don't know where you're at, brother, just raise your hand if you're in the crowd right now. And I had a conversation with him for about 5 minutes, and he has more faith than anyone I know. And he's blind. You know what I mean? That's powerful. I know you're a leader, Ollie, wherever you are in here. And I'm impressed at the fact you had no excuses. And I'm like, what made you decide to get here? You just joined. You didn't join last year. He just joined. I'm like, you're here. You're all in. Why do you do that? And he says, I believe I can do this. And I'm just following your footsteps. And whatever you tell me to do, Justin, or whatever Jim tells me to do, I'm going to do it. So that's the success formula. To become successful, just follow successful people and do exactly what they say. How many people here want to be a millionaire? I do too. I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm on track. I'm sure by the end of the year, my wife and I will make over $1 million, no doubt in my mind. But because I'm modeling after people like Vic, because he's making $1 million, I have faith that I can become a millionaire, right? You can become a millionaire. Because now you know the secrets of the universe, right? That's how simple it really is. I remember growing up, I was so different, so I was made fun of my whole life. I'd start sharing how meditation was changing my life, and people just made fun of me, like, why are you meditating? You know what I mean? You're not getting what you want, you're just wasting your time. And it was just like, it got to the point where I didn't want to convince somebody to meditate anymore, because I found meditation. I'm not trying to force something upon anyone, but it's kind of funny, and I just want to share this. Now that I'm making money, I get about 100 emails a day. How do you meditate, Justin? I do the same thing I did back then, right? So it's just really funny how you gain influence and how the Empower Network has gave us influence, right? And that's a powerful phase or place to be when you have influence over other people, because you can help people have breakthroughs the same way you're having breakthroughs this weekend. If you've had a breakthrough already, raise your hand. I got to see it. Woo! So just about everybody here has had some breakthroughs, right? That is powerful, and that's why we're at these events. So I remember growing up, and I got into real estate. I dropped out of high school. Not high school. Maybe I was high in school. Actually,
yeah, it was high.
That's a big though. That's not true. But nonetheless, I go to high school, and I barely passed. I just got by. I remember going to summer school because I failed Spanish, right? And it's kind of funny. I wish I paid attention because now I live in Colombia and I don't speak any Spanish. We've lived in Costa Rica for years. I still don't speak Spanish. But I think it's kind of cool that you don't have to know a lot of things to live, the lifestyle that maybe you want to live. But I had a passion, and I wanted something more in my life. Does anyone here have a passion and you know your calling is more?
Yeah. To host the next event.
And I remember working my first job at Mickey D's. Anyone been to McDonald's?
Work McDonald's?
Yeah.
When I was 16, that was my first job.
That was my first job. And the reason that I went to college because I wanted something more, but then I got introduced to real estate. I got in the real estate industry. Long story short, because I don't have a lot of time, and it's kind of sad, but I ended up $500,000 in debt about 6 years ago, and I was very young. Anyone in here ever been in debt before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyone
Still.
been in debt $500,000?
No, not that.
It's a cold place to be. Because you don't know what you're going to do.
That's a lot of money.
Because if you get a job, you're going to be in debt for the rest of your life. So that was not an option, right? So I got into network marketing. About 2006, my uncle invited me to a restaurant. Anyone done a restaurant meeting before you got something to do? They're like, why don't you come for dinner? I'll buy you dinner. I'm like, really? I'll be there. We get there, there's about 20 people eating dinner, and then all of a sudden they're showing us how to make some money. And I'm like, okay. I was actually looking to make money.